Dave Smith and Joe Rogan are pissed that none of the woke media is reviewing Matt Walsh's new documentary, of course, because they don't want to shine a light on it. And yes, it has not been reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes, but it has raving reviews on like individual customers because, of course, the elites run Rotten Tomatoes and the woke media, but the individual people, they love it. Am I Racist documentary. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. By the way, thank you guys so much for watching Bring the Asteroid. Make sure you like today's video, subscribe to the channel. Also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel, which is just at Isabella Moody. It's kind of hard to find because there's always a bunch of hate videos when you type in my name. Love that for me. But anyways, check out my channel if you want more of this rambling. I'm definitely way more controversial on my own channel because it's my personal channel, okay? Here at Bring the Asteroid, I'm a little toned down. I'm just bringing you guys the news, the drama. Anyways, check out our YouTube store, and we'll get into it.
I just go hug black people in Goodwill Hunting them. That's what I call it. It's not your fault. Well, it's not my fault. It's not your fault. Not you, Jay. Don't you do this, Jay.
Have you guys seen that Matt Walsh movie? Am I Racist?
I haven't seen
I watched the trailer
one.
today. Is it what's it out
It's
on
really funny.
I've heard great things about it.
It's a top 10 movie in the country right now.
Yeah.
I think it's what number is it?
Well, the first one was
Which
great.
is crazy, dude.
That is actually crazy that it's a top 10 movie. Seriously. And the Daily Wire has its problems. A girl knows. But, wow, interesting.
No press reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but customer reviews is 99%, which is wild.
Yeah.
Like, no one will review.
Wow, 99%. Wow, but all these elitists who care so much about how they look in public opinion, they will not slap their name next to a positive review of Matt Walsh's documentary. That is telling, to say the least.
View it.
Why?
Because it's funny.
Well,
and
he's real,
and he's not being sanctimonious. He's not like talking down to people or preaching to them. He's just showing how nutty all these fucking people on these struggle sessions with white people.
The other one was great.
Dude, it's just like I think it's better. It's better than that because this one's really funny. What is a woman at certain times? Like,
well, the trailer says it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Wow, it's even funnier than What is a Woman? That interesting.
It calls it.
I mean, What is a Woman was huge. Of course, you guys remember that.
A comedy,
it is a comedy.
I don't think the other one really was pushed as that.
But he's essentially doing like a right-wing version of one of those like Sacha Baron Cohen type shows.
Yep.
He's essentially doing that. He's sitting down.
Ugh, and I love Borat. Comment below if you are a Borat enjoyer.
These people, and he's pretending that he is with them, and he wants to know, how he could do better. Number 7 in the fucking country with no press, man.
It made $2.5 million this weekend.
Do you know how nutty that is to have no press and have a show take off and become a top 10 movie in the country? It's
Kudos to Matt Walsh. And why is the woke media not covering it? Oh wait, they don't want people to wake up to the actual truth. They want everyone to be living in this delusion that white people are so racist and America is so racist. But it's like, okay, if America's that racist, then how come everyone from across the freaking globe wants to come here? I wish they didn't. I'm very anti-immigration, but they do. Americans, we are too nice. That's the gosh darn truth.
pretty wild. And no press reviews at all. It's an interesting time, man. It's interesting.
And it is like the thing that was real interesting about the first one, and I think probably is true about this, although I haven't seen it yet, is that even though he's obviously like a real right-winger, it's not like that's the movie. Like the movie isn't even making a right-wing argument or anything like that. It's just like letting these crazy left-wingers showcase how crazy they are.
Exactly.
Like, okay, you tell them. Like, it was nuts. He just went up to these, in the first one that I did see, he just went up to these gender experts and just kept asking them what a woman is. It
was crazy.
And they all just collapse into themselves. Like, this is the toughest question they never thought of.
The trans woman he asked outside was the best because it was like, well, what is a woman? And she goes, I think I want to go.
They've made it. They've tried to boil it down. I think I saw somebody do this the other day to try to come up with a logical explanation. It was something really ridiculous. Like, although recognizing that there are biological differences, a woman is anybody who tells you they're a woman.
Like, seriously, to these people, the facts never matter. Feelings over facts every single day. That's how they operate. Should these people be allowed to vote? Honest question, please let me know in the comments below.
While recognizing, so this is like the loophole. While recognizing that Harry probably can't get pregnant, he is now Harrietta, and that's just it. That's just it. There's no conversation that can be had here. And in some countries, they're talking about jailing people. Was it Scotland that had something about a proposal about literally jailing people for misgendering people?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like a big discussion always. Yeah, but
But what they were talking about putting people in a fucking cage. Like,
Yeah,
find out where that was. Was that in Scotland?
That's the thing that happened in, in Canada. In Canada, a guy got sent to jail for he wouldn't agree to call his like son a daughter or vice versa.
I mean, how many people
he
are
went to
actually legitimately it's like 0.001% of people are actually trans.
Well, now it's way higher than that with young people because there's not a real thing to being trans anymore.
Dude.
I was 3 steps away from racing my cars and doing donuts, and also 3 steps away from becoming trans.
Yeah, they're
right
next
in that
door
sweet
neighbors.
spot.
They're just like Moonies.
By the way,
You can join up, man.
ironically,
You can join up.
I just wanted to fit in with somebody.
Louis, ironically, if you were Asian, you would have been better at both things.
Maybe,
Bro,
possibly.
you would have been a tough sale as a chick.
No, dude, I look good as a chick. First of all,
sale.
me
You're
and
too
Dave
big.
dressed up as chicks years ago to make fun of the Guys We Fucked podcast. We mocked them. We did a sketch dressing up as them, and I looked fucking good.
I'm sure you did, but there's not a lot of dudes or they're gonna want to climb you.
I'm telling you right now.
To get that
you're an
giant
intimidating
dude pussy.
lady.
You're a big lady, man. You're a scary lady.
Yeah, if I decided
Claim
to go to a
that
lady,
new
I have to
Scottish
date.
law would jail people for misgendering is false. And look at they have Elon's picture.
Why did he get brought into
what is
it?
the actual truth? What is the actual truth?
If I became a woman, though, I already
okay.
know
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
read through it
fucking.
all. It's way down
Skinny
here.
black dudes.
Yeah, you are.
Is misgendering a crime? What does it say?
Jay, you're gonna move
false.
According to law professor, I guess.
According to Adam Tompkins, one guy. I'll trust him. Misgendering could only be considered a hate crime if it was done in a way that a reasonable person would consider to be threatening or abusive.
Yeah,
Wait a
right.
minute.
That's pretty
subjective.
vague.
That means yes. That doesn't mean no. That doesn't mean it's false. That means you just if that's how you're going to write it out, that in quotes a reasonable person would consider to be threatening or abusive. Who the fuck is reasonable? How many people do you know that are reasonable?
And also
threatening. They're going to be able to
threatening-
decide whether or not you should be jailed.
Yeah, well, threatening is a little bit more concrete than
Right.
abusive. Abusive is really vague. Like, what do you mean?
True.
Verbally abusive?
If you're a 100-pound man and Lewis calls you a man name and you want to be called a woman's name, that could be threatening.
Right.
That could be threatening.
I mean,
he's a big
would.
guy.
I also would have been threatening the guy, to be honest.
Why are you being a woman?
Headbutt.
That's a weird thing. Misgendering would only be considered a hate crime if it was done in a way. Okay, what does it say below that? According to Adam Tompkins, a law professor and former conservative MSP, asserting that sex is a biological fact or that it is not changed just by virtue of the gender by which someone chooses to identify is not and never can be a hate crime under this legislation. Okay, so he's saying...
Am I the only one that cringes every time you hear the word or phrase hate crime used? Genuinely?
that like dead naming someone will never be a crime.
Well, no, but see, even this is in a kind of a little bit vague way because he's saying asserting that sex is a biological fact. So if I just say men are men and women are women, that
is
can't be
not
a crime.
changed by
But
gender.
can calling an individual like could be like, no, you're not a woman, you're a man? Could that be considered abusive or whatever? Like, it's all
Right,
the interpretation. Like, what is that? You know,
That's a very good point because this is just step one, right?
that's what it seems like to me.
Right. So this is not saying, no, arguing with them, no, you're a man. It says it's not changed by virtue of the gender by which someone chooses to identify is not and never can be a hate crime. But, yeah, that is weird because, like, asserting that it's a biological fact, but
Nope, I cannot listen to another second. Anyone that wants to dispute or debate about whether they're a certain gender or not, I can't take them seriously. And that's it. Thanks for watching.